the Viper 4567 here with yet another episode of Random Pay-Per-View. This is episode 3. This is going to be Tables, Ladders and Chairs 2009, the very first ever one. So yeah, so I wanted to do this pay-per-view. It's obviously the first of many TLC pay-per-views. Obviously this is the first. So this was in the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. I have a crowd of over 15,000. So I must say this pay-per-view wasn't bad. I must say, like, there wasn't really a bad match on the card, but yet there wasn't a great match on the card, if you want to go that far. But yeah, decent pay-per-view. But let's get on with it because I have a lot to get through. First match is Christian defeating Shelton Benjamin to retain the ECW title, and a very good ladder match. Now I wouldn't say it was anything special. Obviously, they can't do it enough. They can't do it what they did years ago, basically, with all the high flying stuff and all. So basically, it's as safe as you can get. But nice dropkick from Christian. Flying axe handle then from the top rope from Benjamin. Benjamin then rams Christian into the barrier. Flying plancha then from Christian. Christian grabs the ladder and is about to launch it at Benjamin, but Benjamin pulls the legs of Christian, so obviously he falls. The ladder falls straight into his face, and then that busts Christian wide open. And then the match stops for about a minute, maybe a minute and a half, while the doctor treats the wound of Christian. Obviously during PG, obviously we're in the PG era now again, and obviously blood's a no-no. So, which kind of annoys me, because like, you stop a match, like, you cannot stop a match for that. Fair enough if he's pissing blood. Fair enough, I could understand, but it wasn't as much blood as they were basically. It was just annoying, really. I hate the fact, and then basically we hear the crowd saying we want blood. So, which, there you go, listen to the fans. But Benjamin gets on the ladder and kind of does like a swanton bomb onto Christian. Benjamin then rams Christian into a ladder in the corner. Benjamin then goes to do his splash in the corner, but eats a ladder from Christian. Benjamin then with a nice spinning heel kick. Reverse DDT then from the ladder from Christian, off the ladder from Christian. Benjamin then uses the ladder to clothesline Christian. Power slam from on the ladder by Benjamin. Benjamin then does a splash in the corner. Christian going into, with obviously Christian basically lying on it, which looked very fucking sore. Benjamin pulls away the ladder and Christian falls onto Benjamin, and he power bombs him into the ladder in the corner. Benjamin then goes for a sunset flip powerbomb from the ladder, but gets reversed into a Hanak and Rana. Benjamin is laying on a ladder on the outside, so Christian gets onto the top rope, splashes Benjamin through the ladder, which was fucking awesome. Christian then climbs up the ladder and gets the belt for the win, which was a very good match. Probably match of the night in my opinion. And yeah, 3.5 stars, no problems. Next time we see Drew McIntyre defeating John Morrison to win the Intercontinental title. A decent match, I must say. I thought this match would suck, really, if I'm being honest. Arm drag then from Morrison. Hanak and Rana also from Morrison. Kick to the back of the head gets 2 then for Morrison. Drew then launches Morrison into the ring post face first. Nice clothesline gets 2 for him. Chin lock then from McIntyre. Suplex from McIntyre gets 2. Big boot then from McIntyre. DDT then from Morrison, which gets 2. Kick to the face gets 2 then also from Morrison. Missile drop kick gets 2. A reverse Alabama slam gets 2 from McIntyre. Then Morrison comes back yet with another drop kick. Morrison then with a drop toe hold onto the barrier. Excuse me. Morrison gets a flying kick from the apron of the ring to McIntyre, and then McIntyre goes shoulder first into the ring post. Starship Pain gets 2. After a draw, he gets 2 after basically McIntyre putting his foot underneath the ring, outside the ring. Scott drop gets the win, and what was a decent match. Now, I did like Drew McIntyre actually, because he was good chance to see him win. I liked him. He was in Irish Whip Wrestling over here. Which for a while had a feud. I think he had a feud with Sheamus, if I'm not mistaken. But I really liked him when he was over here, so I went to see a couple of their events, obviously, when he came to Waterford and I thought and I've seen Sheamus many times myself before he went to WWE. And I'm glad to see him. It's just obviously it's a shame what McIntyre is now. I don't think he's in the company anymore. No, I think he had potential, alright, but sure, look, what can you do? it's WWE's fault really in my opinion. I think McIntyre is a decent wrestler, but there you go. Then we see Mr. McMahon and Drew talking about his win. Drew says to him it's just step one of the process. Then Sheamus and Drew talk. Sheamus says it was pretty impressive that Drew won. Then Sheamus says you're not the only newcomer who's going to leave TLC with some gold. So yeah. Next time we have the women's title, Michelle McCool defeating Mickie James. And actually a decent Divas match, I must say. Probably the best Divas match probably of the last 2 or 3 years, really. Well, 4 years. No, it'll be 5 years now, because this is the end of 2009. So yeah, 4.5 years. There's been a couple of good women's matches throughout the last couple of years, but that's probably one of them. It's a shame both of these are now not in the company anymore, but sure, look, what can you do? Layla's with Michelle and she's wearing a Mickie James shirt and she keeps shouting Mickie James throughout this match. You can hear Mickie saying to Michelle, I can play games too, basically. A bridge gets 2 from Mickie, knees then to the back of Mickie from Michelle. Nice backbreaker gets 2 from McCool. Inside cradle gets 2 from Mickie. Mickie with a Hanukkah around and a Trez Pest on the outside. Another one, this time inside the ring. Dropkick gets 2 from Mickie. Michelle, big boots later after Mickie getting out of the way. Roll up gets 2 from Mickie, and another big boot this time to Mickie gets the win for McCool. Yeah, so it was a decent match, and I'll give it 2 stars. I forgot to rate the Drew McIntyre match 2.5 stars for that one as well. So yeah, so happy days. Next match then with the tables match for the WWE title, Sheamus defeating John Cena, and I thought it was a good match. Now, I'm going to give this 3 stars. I'm probably overrating this, but I just happy the fact that someone new got to win the WWE title. And plus, I'm a bit biased here. I love Sheamus, really. A lot of people don't like Sheamus because of the fact that he was basically forced upon fans. But I don't really give a fuck, to be honest. At the end of it, he's so new. That's the way I see it. If you don't like it, tough. That's the way I see it. Just because Triple H likes him, that don't mean Sheamus should be punished or booed or whatever. Just because he's a Triple H guy, so what? Bulldog from Cena, nice clothesline then from Sheamus, nice suplex then from Sheamus, nice knee then also from Sheamus. Cena then rams Sheamus' head into the announcer's table twice. Sheamus gets back, rams Cena's shoulder first into the ring post. Cena then rams Sheamus into the steps. Cena sets up a table on the outside. Nice power slam from Sheamus. Cena then goes to the AA and tries to get near towards the ropes to give him the AA through the table, but obviously counters. Sheamus rams Cena into the steps. Cena and Sheamus then brought up the entranceway. Cena then with a suplex on the steel ramp. Then they fight into the crowd. Bro kick then from Sheamus. Sheamus sets up a table in the ring. Cena goes for the 5-knuckle wide the fuck shuffle. Sheamus then throws out the table. Cena with the AA. Then Cena sets up a table in the ring again. Then Cena and Sheamus fight on the top rope. Cena goes for a super AA, but Sheamus counters it. And then basically when Cena's on the top rope, I don't think actually Sheamus pushed him off, but Cena falls off the top rope and goes through the table, and that's what gets the win for Sheamus. As I said, I like this match, and I've obviously seen Sheamus many times throughout his career in Irish Rip Wrestling, and quite frankly, I think he's a decent enough wrestler. He's better than fucking John Cena anyway, by a country mile. So yeah. There you go. I'm biased, I like Sheamus, but at the end of the day I have no time for John Cena. I think John Cena is just an idiot bit. No, inside ring, I think, in the ring basically, I think he's an absolute idiot. But outside ring I have a lot of respect for him, but he's just don't like the way, I know he's the face of the company, but I couldn't give a fuck. Sheamus is a way better wrestler. Anyone's better than John Cena, to be quite honest. But yeah, so the way I see it is get over it. He didn't last long basically, did he? So he lost the title 2.5 months later at the Elimination Chamber. So yeah, so 3 stars. Next time we have the World Heavyweight title in Chairs match. Undertaker defeating Batista in an okay match, I thought, really. Wasn't anything special. But it wasn't a bad match, but yet this was their worst match, I think, out of all the matches that they've had throughout the years. It still wasn't a bad match though, but they just, to be fair, they've actually not had a bad match, if you want to go that far. We start seeing Batista going straight for a chair. Taker goes after him. Striker says Taker has been in Hell in a Cell matches, Elimination Chamber matches, Inferno matches, but there's nothing more dangerous than a chairs match. Shut the fuck up, Striker. Really, a chairs match. So what? Hell in a Cell's not dangerous, no? Oh God. WWE commentators, huh? Clothesline from Batista. Batista rams Taker's face into the steps. Batista hits Taker with a chair to the back, and then Batista chokes Taker with a chair. Taker does his leg drop on the apron of the ring, superplex then from Batista, which gets 2. Batista goes for the Batista palm, but Taker does his back body drop. Does a back body drop onto the chair. Spinebuster gets 2 for Batista. Flying clothesline then from Taker. Taker goes for old school, gets it. Taker then goes for snake eyes, but Batista counts it into a spear. Gets 2. Spinebuster down the chair. Taker then goes for Hell's Gate, but Batista gets to the ropes. Batista then goes head first into a chair in the corner, which Batista set up. Taker gets a chokeslam, gets 2. Ref gets distracted, kind of gets... Basically, Undertaker's about to go into it, but Taker stops his momentum. So obviously, referee's back is turned. Batista goes low, hits Taker in the skull with a chair and gets the win. But Teddy Long comes out saying you're not going to win that way, cheating, blah blah blah, which I found fucking weird. Taker gets up, hits Batista with a chair, and then a tombstone gets the win for Undertaker. I did like the finish, if I'm being honest. I kind of I wouldn't say this was going to be a 3-star match, but I'll give it 2.5. But it's the best you probably could give it. As I said, this is probably the worst match they've had. So, but yeah, what can you do? Next time, Randy Orton defeats Kofi Kingston. A good match now, I must say. I actually said to myself before watching this match, this is going to be shit. Like, I watched this live years ago. I said this is going to be a heap of shit, because obviously Kofi Kingston, he's been in a lot of decent matches, but no, both of them really surprised me. They've actually had good matches, actually, ironically. There are 2 matches on Raw weren't too bad this past year, so like, slow start to the match. So headlock from Orton, Russian leg sweep then from Kofi. Kofi goes for a plancha, but Orton drop kicks him in midair, which was fucking probably the spot of the match. Orton slams Kofi's ribs first into the barrier. Orton then stomps on Kofi, obviously works on the ribs. Orton then with a knee to the face, which gets 2. SOS then from Kofi. Suicide dive from Kofi as well. And also a crossbody from the top rope gets 2. Axe handle also gets 2 for Kofi. Backbreaker then from Orton. Orton is thinking RKO, but Kofi gets a dropkick. And then the boom drop. Trouble in Paradise gets 2 after Orton grabs the ropes. Orton then with he's DDTing the ropes. Orton works on the arm, and after punting him, and obviously he was going to punt. He got the punt, but obviously Kofi moved his head and obviously hit his arm instead. Kofi goes for Trouble in Paradise again, but Orton ducks, and then Orton with the RKO for the win. The match was very good. Obviously, I was expecting this match to be crap, so it did surprise me. No problem giving this match 3 stars. Oh, excuse me. Next match then, the main event is the WWE Tag Titles match, which is a TLC match. DX defeating Jerishow. And what was a good match now. I gave it 3.5 stars, the same as what I gave the first match. But I think the first match was match of the night, probably about that much in the difference really. But still, it was another good match. Not happy with the way DX winning, but sure, look, what can you do? It's Triple H, but what can you do? But Big Show start off with Big Show ramming Triple H into the barrier. Triple H and Showdown are up by the entranceway. Power slam from HBK on Y2J. HBK goes for his diving elbow, but when he's doing it, then Jericho puts up the knees. Triple H rams Show into the Tron. Triple H then goes for a pedigree, but Jericho backdrops him onto the entrance ramp, which it looked fucking sore. DX then slam a ladder onto the back of Jericho. DX then rammed the ladder into the face of Show. Jericho then baseball slides the ladder into HBK, then a bulldog to Triple H onto the ladder. Jericho Irish rips Triple H into the ladder, then Show splashes into Triple H, who is stuck on a ladder basically. Triple H launches Jericho into a ladder and then a face buster by the game. Triple H then launches a ladder at Jericho. Show goes for a toe stamp, but Triple H counts it into a nice DDT. Then HBK goes to the top and does his diving elbow on Show. Sean then tunes up the band, but Jericho ducks and gets a code breaker. Then Triple H with a spine buster on Jericho, and then a Big Show spears the game. Show is the only man standing. He gets a ladder and starts climbing, and Triple H hits him with a chair to the back. That makes Show mad and punches. Triple H goes to him again, but Show just punches the chair, and that kind of deflects back into Triple H's face, which was nice. Triple H then with a pedigree on Big Show. HBK climbs the ladder, but Jericho pushes the ladder, and HBK lands on Big Show. Triple H grabs Jericho from the ladder and then powerbombs him. Big Show chokeslams Triple H from the ladder. Show then destroys a ladder. Then Show basically puts HBK and Triple H in a ladder and then closes the ladder, and basically Jericho hits him with a chair. Crowd chant, "We want tables." Show tosses HBK onto Triple H and they go through a table. Jericho then climbs onto the Big Show basically trying to get the belts, but DX come back in. Big Show's face could tell a million stories basically. HBK with switching music. Jericho falls off Big Show and hits his head off a table, which was fucking awful. I think he was supposed to go through the table if I'm not mistaken. Then another switching music, and then Triple H gets half the ladder and holds it for HBK to get the belts for the win. This match was not bad, I must say. I wouldn't say it could have been better. Well, it could have been slightly better, but 3.5 stars is a decent rating for this match, considering Big Show was in it. So yeah. So overall, this pay-per-view was actually pretty solid. You have to say that. Like, there wasn't anything bad about this match. I think the worst match was a 2-star. Was the Divas match, you could say, and it wasn't bad. It actually wasn't. You can't really call it the worst match because it wasn't bad. So I have no problem giving this 7.25. Pretty good, decent, solid show, really. Like, how many? What we 1, 2. We've had 4, 3 or more. We've had 2 3.5 stars and 2 3 stars. So yeah, and a 2.5 star match as well. So yeah, 2 2.5 star matches. So yeah, so 7.25 I'll give it. So yeah, so this was episode 3 of Random Pay-Per-Views. I will be back in 2 weeks for episode 4. You will find out then which one is the pay-per-view. So this was the Viper 4567. Please subscribe, comment and like, and I'll talk to you guys soon. So take it easy.